We are live. This is Jeff and Jeff Talk Tech, Volume 4. We are a little late.
Just a little, just a wee
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. Jeff and I live in Ohio, and a hurricane actually came in at noon,
Yes.
and because it's hurricane season, as you know, rarely do they hit Ohio,
Right, right.
but in this case,
Yeah.
no, it didn't.
Hurricane. I got a lot of work to do.
Right. Yeah,
That's
hurricane.
that new one.
Yeah, that's a new one. Yeah, so we decided to kind of postpone it here towards the evening, and we didn't really post anything about live viewers. Most people are probably sleeping, so if you're seeing this, you're probably seeing it Monday during the day, Monday afternoon, Monday
Correct.
evening, whatever. So, which is okay. We got some good stuff to talk about today.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And I know. Where do you want to start out, Jeff? What do you want to talk about first here?
Well, the first thing that piques my interest on our list of show notes, and we'll put these links in the bottom of the YouTube video as well. But the first thing that piques my interest is this Yahoo story: 500 million accounts reached at Yahoo.com. That's insane.
Unbelievable. You know, I was sitting. What day was this? This was Wednesday or Thursday. I'm sitting and I'm watching CNN, and a blurb comes across the screen: 500 Yahoo accounts compromised. 500 encrypted passwords compromised.
Jesus.
So the largest, I believe it's the largest breach in history, and
In internet history.
yeah. I mean, this dwarfs the Sony thing from a couple years back. This is huge. And
Right.
the first thing in my thought is, and I don't know if you know anybody that, or in my position, I have a couple clients that I actually support their Yahoo accounts. So I've watched over the last 10 years or so the slow, gradual decline of Yahoo products and services,
Yeah.
leading up to this. And they use some kind of weird verbiage in the press release. They said a state-sponsored actor.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And apparently,
You believe that? I mean, do you believe that was a state? I mean, I don't know. Wow.
yeah. So in other words, what they're saying is that the accounts were compromised by what they mean by state-sponsored actor. If you're not hip with the lingo, is somebody from Pakistan pretending to be a security professional, calling, somebody
Right.
using some
Hired by the government.
right, hired by the government and pretending to be somebody else, and
They sponsor them. Yeah, man, this is crazy.
my,
Here's $1 million. Go hack Yahoo.
right. My first thought is, if you're a state and you're sponsoring somebody, why are you going after Yahoo?
But the valuable customers over at Yahoo, man. My grandmother, they need that. Pakistan needs to know what my grandmother's doing on Yahoo right now.
Right. Yeah, and you can't tell me that Donald Trump's using Yahoo. You know what I
Right.
mean? Hillary Clinton doesn't have a Yahoo account. I would hope not.
Yeah.
She's had enough email problems. So
Yeah, no email problems. Yeah, I bet you sure her account probably is a Yahoo, knowing her email.
right,
issues.
state sponsored.
So,
My
yeah.
If that's state sponsored,
Yeah.
so am I.
Yeah, right.
So at so I immediately had to call my clients, actually pick up the phone and call them, because I didn't want to send an email, obviously, and say, hey, change your password,
Right.
because it's pretty much, I don't know how many Yahoo account users they have left, but it can't be much more than 500 million, which is 500 million, right? And that's my math right?
I don't know.
500 million people.
That sounds. You may be off by $1 billion or so, but yeah, that sounds about right.
That sounds about right. That's a 500 million.
Wow. Can you imagine? So let me ask you this: do you believe that these are active 500 million users, or are these just like old account, like your old account you had back in 1990 or something like that?
From what I could gather, the date range of the actual leak was 2014. So if you've changed your password since 2014, you should be safe. But who in the world is not going to change their password anyway?
Right.
And who in the world, after seeing something like that on CNN, is not going to go, well, I've been gradually switching over to Gmail anyway. Now it's time to really stoke the fire.
If there was one thing that pushed you over, now there should have been a million things in the past that pushed you over from Yahoo to Gmail. But if there was one event that should have pushed you over, this should definitely have been the event. So
this is the last of the death tolls.
Straw of the straws.
Yeah, and Verizon apparently is in the midst of an acquisition of Yahoo and all their services. So their stock price was already sub $5 or at an all-time low. I want to say that, who was it? Somebody, Microsoft, I believe, had offered them
That's right.
billions of dollars 10 years
back,
ago for Yahoo,
Yeah.
just for the,
That was Steve Ballmer. That was under Steve Ballmer when Steve Ballmer was the CEO of Microsoft.
yeah. So, and naturally they should be kicking them. But here's the thing. Nothing is guaranteed. In the world of the internet. But I've been, over the last 10 years, I've been seeing outages from Yahoo's mail. It's gotten steadily less reliable. There's no, in the middle of an acquisition, there's no motivation for Yahoo to say, hey, let's kill the company. You know what I mean? So there's some conspiracy theorists on the internet that are saying, well, Yahoo did this intentionally because they know the website's dying. And no, Verizon would not pay $10 for a company that's going to turn around and tank itself. So let's be clear, they're losing. They've been losing their ability to stay relevant. And they've been losing their ability to monetize. They've got less and less eyeballs, and it just, their security's being whittled away. So
yeah, that's crazy, man. And one thing I started to think about was Marissa Mayer. I thought that she was going to be the Jesus for Yahoo. I was going to say Facebook for Yahoo. I thought she was going to leave Google. If you don't know, Marissa Mayer left Google to become the CEO of Yahoo. I thought she was going to come over there and turn it into the next Google when she was there. And she's done a great job, well, except for this breach, obviously. But she's done a great job so far with keeping Yahoo just afloat. Not relevant, but not under. Yahoo could have years ago could have tanked and been gone. But she's doing a good job keeping afloat. So I wonder, the two questions I got for you, if are they going to bring her over from Yahoo to Verizon? And was she in charge still now while this breach was going on?
She was, I believe she was in charge while the breach was going on. I would have to verify that. The one thing that I did notice is her quote. She was quoted as saying that she's not going anywhere. She expressed her loyalty to Yahoo and loyalty to the brand and confidence in recovery. And, she's obviously extremely brilliant. I forget what she did at Google, if she was CFO or something along those lines, but she was definitely higher.
I know she was in charge of some team. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but the one thing that really impressed me about her is just that she's, she gave the impression that that things like, that this is regrettable, that, apologize to the customer base, and then said that, she feels confident in the brand, confident in the recovery of the brand, confident of providing value, again. to Verizon. So I don't really know what Verizon's going to do with this property.
Yeah.
I really don't. You know, I don't know. I don't see the logic in purchasing it. Maybe I just don't understand, you know, the logic in buying a company that's dying, whether it be, you know, unless there's some kind of server technology on the back end, and I'm sure there is some kind of patents that are
Right, that's
still
what I was gonna
remaining.
say. Infrastructure, employees. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of for buying Yahoo. I don't
Yeah.
know any other,
I would
you know.
assume that they have a lot of under level software pads, because you figure, you know, Yahoo's been in the game for a long time. Yahoo's been in the game for, you know, since the mid '90s. So they've probably got quite a few proprietary software and server side stuff that's got quite a bit of value. You know,
Right.
so I
Yeah.
would assume, you know, depending on how it's marketed and sold, it's probably, you know, it's probably worth a little more than what I think.
So could you imagine if that was me, you know, somebody walking into her office, you know, hey, Marissa, I got something to tell you. We've been hacked. Okay, that's fine, no problem. We've been hacked. Okay, that's happened before. What's going on? How many users was it? It was 500 million. I would say screw it, I'm out. I'm out.
She goes, wait, 500,000? That's not too bad. No, 500 million.
Million.
Oh, so 50K. Yeah, that's no big deal. No, M with an M. Oh, you mean half a billion?
Are you saying half a billion? Okay, I'm out.
Six,
Oh, you hear the tire screech?
Like, I wonder what the population of the east side of the United States is. You know what I mean? Like what is the, you know,
the entire eastern suburbs.
Yeah, let's Google, actually, just for fun.
Just for shiggles, shits and giggles.
Yeah, total number of current Yahoo users. Let's see. Users 1 billion.
Jesus.
So their current number of active users is 1 billion.
Jesus Christ. That's incredible.
So they leaked half their passwords.
Half their. Oh my gosh. That is insane.
I mean, even, you know, geez, oh man. I'd love to know how many. Yeah, it just blows my mind. It boggles my mind. It boggles my mind. Yeah, that's just so. Moral of the story. Here's the moral of the story. Here's the bottom line. You know anybody that has Yahoo?
Right.
Change password immediately. If by some stretch of the imagination you're using the same password as your Yahoo password was on another account, like Facebook, say you use password 1234 to get into Yahoo. If you're using password 1234 to get into Facebook, you want to make sure you change that password too, to something, you know, to something unique. Because the threat to losing your primary email password is it's your recovery for everything.
Right.
Right?
This is all the more reason to get away from Yahoo in the first place. Yahoo should not be your main recovery email address, number one. Number two, if it is, you shouldn't be using that same password across other websites, period.
Right. Absolutely not. And one of the things that might be good for us, you know, speaking, and this is kind of on a side note, but one of the things that I saw a really good video from, I'll have to dig it up, but it was basically about LastPass's new system. I don't know if you're familiar with LastPass or if you use them at all, password management system.
Oh, yeah, I love LastPass,
Yeah. They actually implemented a two-factor authentication system for their password manager now.
Okay.
So, and it's
two-factor authentication, but not LastPass.
Right. So it's basically just you receive a token, you have an application on your phone, and you have to have a physical device and a password in order to get into any of your passwords, basically. So it's basically making everything a little, slightly more secure. But it'd be cool to go over some kind of internet security stuff down the road. Maybe dedicate a show to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's definitely not going away.
Yeah, just briefly, those who don't know, Jeff was just talking about something called a password manager. It's another system that creates passwords. You have one password for your password manager. It's very secure. And then that is what you use to log into other things like Netflix, like your email, like Facebook and things like that. And your Facebook password and your email password will be something unintelligible, something crazy that this password generator generates for you. And you use it to log in, but then you use your one password to log into that system. So it's pretty cool. It's unique and it's a nice idea.
Yeah. So what else we got going on here? We've got other than the Yahoo debacle.
Right.
Here's something I wanted to kind of mention: the Sierra, macOS 10 Sierra was released recently, and
Okay. Now, just to let you guys know, I'm not really a Mac guy, so I can't really get too in depth with this. Go over this for the users, Jeff, and let me know as well. Give me a little bit.
Well, the basically what it's about 1.5 gigs on install. Yeah, beefy. So it took me about, I guess, from beginning to end, it was about 4 hours on a pretty decent connection.
Let me ask you this. Okay, here's a question. And you said it's 1.5 gigs. Does Apple release a new version of the OS every single year? And does it happen around this time? Or is it a 2-year process? Or how does that? Do you have to pay for this update?
There is, since OS 10, I believe it was Mountain Lion. Okay. I think Mountain Lion was the last one you had to pay for. So, and they have typically the way they've been doing it the last couple times is it's not incremental, so it's not like a rolling update where you have like in the Windows 10 world, the way it works now is you have a version number of Windows 10, and Microsoft is going to pepper some updates towards it. So every time, so everybody on Windows 10 is on basically the same scope of software for the most part. There's some testers and some people like that out there that are on a little bit further down the chain, but the majority of Windows 10 users are all on the same version. With OS 10, the way that they do it is they release the entire operating system. They package it up in one big chunk, and then they send it out to you again, and then it goes through the upgrade process. There was a really huge. There were a lot of really, minor little tweaks to the operating system. The one thing that was kind of huge, and this is where Apple's playing a little bit of catch up. Normally they're not in this situation, but they actually launched Siri for the Mac. So now Siri, yes,
this is the first version of Siri in the Mac.
In the Mac itself, right? Exactly.
Oh, nice.
So
okay.
This is, in my mind, obviously, this is aimed at your.
So wait a minute. So if people are running Sierra right now on their Mac, if I say Siri, did I just trigger it for everybody? That
is an exceptional question, and the reason why that's an exceptional question is Apple has not enabled by default. Well, Apple has not enabled the feature to allow your computer to respond to the word "Hey Siri."
Oh, and the trigger is "Hey Siri." Okay.
Hey Siri, right? So you can set an iPad or an iPhone to plug in and say, "Hey Siri."
Right.
Right. Obviously, Cortana can do that already. Google can do that already with their, not to set a whole bunch of people off, but it's okay followed by that word.
Right.
Amazon Alexa has the same thing. there is a way under assistive, that's the assistive technology in the Mac to set it up so it will respond to your voice, if you're just in the room, which is the first thing I did, because why wouldn't you want that? But I think that what Apple's trying to avoid is accidental triggering, pretty much.
Right.
Hey,
listen, I got a new little puppy in the room that they cut us off, and you hear him. So you guys may have to deal with a little bit of my little puppy. So.
I think everybody in the audience has been in a situation where they have a new puppy. So yeah, we can all get it. Yeah. So basically, that was the main thing that jumped out at me from the new version of OS X. So yeah, it's just kind of something that people have been screaming about for a long time. There's some other little tiny things like you can copy from a Mac, and it automatically shows up in the clipboard on your iPad, and vice versa. So that's kind of a cool little feature. If you have a URL on your Mac and you copy it, you can paste it in. Pick up your iPad and paste it. So it's just kind of they're aware of each other's clipboards now, which is kind of cool. But other than
that is awesome. That is really sweet. So, I mean, you were breaking up to a little bit there, but I kind of get what you were saying for the audience. So what you're saying is that real world use scenario, you're on your phone or your iPad, you right click on something, copy it, or select it, copy it, and then you go over to your Mac, you have access to that same link or whatever it was, image, text that you copied over on your it's cloud sync, right. Copy and paste.
Right, exactly.
Out of here. Oh, yeah, I'm so jealous. That is awesome.
Yeah, and the
I'm loving that.
And it's one of those things that's just like seamless. Oh, here's the other thing. Beats by Dre, whatever you want to call them. They just released their new Bluetooth Solo 3 or 4.
3.
Yeah, 3.
Of these actually, but
continue. Yeah, and they have the new Bluetooth setup feature. The new the same thing as the AirPods. So, which is kind of cool.
And they're real seamless. I saw a review, and I trust this reviewer, and they're not a Mac lover, so they wouldn't butter anything up. And when they were doing the unboxing and the setup and the usage of these new Beats, I'm an audiophile as well, so I was looking at these Beats, and when it paired, I mean, it did it seamlessly. I am so pissed by Bluetooth technology and the pairing and going to the app. No, he turned it on. I think it was an iPad on at the Sierra. But it was like, hey, I see your headphones. I want to connect. It connect automatically. He did nothing. It was beautiful. Apple is a genius when it comes to this sort of thing. But it was beautiful.
Keeping it simple. What else we got here? We got.
I'm sorry. That was it for Sierra. I just want to, because to be honest, I'm real interested in this because I'm thinking about switching over from Windows to a Mac. And I want to just know what the cool things are. And I'm really liking this copy and paste idea. And
Siri on the Mac, finally, and it's going to come down to, we got a lot of digital assistants, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
we do.
We got to do it.
I got one on my watch, one on my phone, one on my Mac, one on my iPad, one on my PC, one on my speaker, one on my car.
Right. I can't wait till they all start assisting each other. I make them all assist each other.
Right. Yeah. Have Siri. What's the
weather? I don't know. Let me ask Google.
Right.
What's the weather? I don't know. Alexa, what's the weather?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. So
it'll be wait, here we go. They all fight against each other. Hey, everybody, what's the weather? I know what it is.
Right. Yeah, have Siri call you OK Google. Siri, call me OK Google from now on. And then they go into this loop where they just explode, Yeah, so
copyright Jeff, don't steal the idea.
Right, exactly.
So,
what else? What else is big in the news?
oh,
Other than
man,
those two things?
the Sierra thing, that's pretty cool. Snapchat unveiled $130 Snapchat glasses. I know you're rushing out to get your pair, right?
Yeah.
So
I-
apparently, go ahead.
Maybe this is a generational thing.
Yeah.
I've used Snapchat probably a grand total of 4 times in my life.
So I think that Snapchat's interface is purposely difficult to keep adults away from Snapchat. I think they purposely make it hard. You go in there right now, I bet you won't know how to do anything in there.
Yeah.
I use it occasionally, but one of the features I saw people using this feature where they can make their face turn into a creature or an animal when you open your mouth and your eyes do something else. And it's really, from a programmer's perspective, it's really high level technique and technology they have in there. But beyond that, I couldn't get it to activate. I was like, what do you do? What button do you hit? What the hell do you do? And I asked my sister-in-law, she's like 12 years old, 11 years old. And I said, hey, how do you do that face thing on Snapchat? She was like, oh, like this. Boop, 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 bing. I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. Son of a... I'm not an old man, damn it.
No. I mean, that's ridiculous.
How do you work this newfangled Snapchatters?
Snapchatters and these with the tweeters and the.
With the tweeters. Oh, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, we used to understand what hashtags were, you know.
I don't. Yeah, that's about the fancy that I get. Yeah, but anyway, they're releasing these glasses. We make fun of them, but I am really happy to see a technology company doing some crazy ideas. I know it seems stupid, and they probably won't even sell a lot, but they know their audience and they're catering to their audience. That's the best thing I like to see a company do. You know, so many technology companies, I follow them, and they do what they think is right. Screw the audience. Even Apple does this a little bit too. Screw what the consumers are doing. I'm going to do what we want to do, and that's it, which is fine, which may be the right way to go. But Snapchat here is saying, hey, audience, what's some crazy shit? You know, I don't want to cuss on the show too much, but what's some crazy stuff that we can do? Oh, some crazy glasses. Let's do it. And they did it.
Right.
I commend them for that sort of thing, but I still think they're stupid.
These, well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, too. This isn't stupid like Google Glass was.
Yeah.
You know, where everybody looked like a cyborg. These things are actually very flashy looking.
Yeah.
They're very glamorous looking.
Would you say that somebody wearing these glasses looks like they need to take a selfie on Snapchat?
I would say that I could envision a situation where you've got so-and-so middle school, high school girl who takes these things to school with her and wears them or takes them to the football game.
Yep.
And wears them the entire time she's there. And has a blast.
Yeah.
And that Snapchat story shows her whole, you know, perception of the game. You know,
wow.
Who she talked to, who she hung out with, a bunch of different pictures. I think that this is what they're kind of going for. This is the new.
Yep.
And if they get in with the young kids and they make it cool to do this, it's going to be adopted, right? And $130 sounds really outrageously expensive to old geezers like me. But old geezers like us spend $600-700 on a phone.
Yeah, true. Exactly right. Yep.
You know, and this could be the thing that, you know, I hear my 9-year-old daughter going, I want the Snapchat glasses.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Yeah, I can hear it
all of a
too.
sudden. Yeah. So
I believe that this is the company that popularized the selfie stick. I would have to say that they are. When it came to the selfie stick, Snapchat was the place to do it. Maybe Instagram, maybe between the two. So they know their audience, man.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, You know, thank God that there are companies out there that are throwing things up against the wall, trying to get innovation started.
That's the
You know,
summary of it. Yep.
yeah, and that's really cool. That's really cool that there are these ecosystems in cell phones that these new applications are springing up, and then they're saying, well, why not just put some hardware out there? How do we get more?
Exactly.
How do we get more stories? How do we get more snaps? How do we get more pictures? How do we get more? Let's try the glasses thing again. Let's make it cutesy.
Exactly.
So more power to them.
More power to them. And let me reiterate, I still think they're stupid.
Mm.
I'm happy they're doing
it. So do I. And I think the app itself is pretty stupid too. But
we're not the target audience. So.
Right. We are not. Definitely not. But they don't say.
And they say, hey, these are for Jeff.
Yeah, these are for Jeff. Now the Google Glass target audience. We were both the target audience of that, right?
We're definitely target audience for that.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, I still love my Google goggles. The company I work, not mine, the company I work for bought them, and I secretly have them in my office, and I play with them. I love them, but that's just me. They're still dumb.
right. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we got going on here?
So that's the Snapchat stuff. What else do we have here? So it looks like, here's a quick story. I like this one. Facebook apologized for inflating its video view numbers. Now, for all you YouTubers out there, people who are interested in becoming a YouTuber, the thing you want is subscribers and views. That's how you make your money. The more subscribers you have, the more views you get. The more views you get, the more money you make per video. So numbers are very important, and not even for like how much money do you make directly, but indirectly the numbers are important. When you go to approach a sponsor and you say, hey, I have 500,000 views on my YouTube videos total to date, they're going to be like, wow, we are going to sponsor you. If that number starts to become unbelievable, unrealistic, if it lose faith, it's like the dollar. It's like the stock market. When people start to lose faith in those view numbers, then when you go to approach a sponsor, I got 500 views on my YouTube video. I got 500 views on my Facebook video. Sponsor my videos. I got 10 million views on my Facebook video, and it's just me taking my socks off because Facebook lies about their numbers.
Right.
So people won't start believing it. So this is an important story because, number one, Facebook should not be lying about their numbers. They should do proper numbers. And number two, Facebook numbers are crap. That's a lot. You ever look in your Facebook feed and a video just start playing and you don't even want to see it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's crazy, man. Why would they do that? It's fine to do that because here's one. Have you ever discovered a video that you never would have ever clicked on in your life, but since it played a little bit, you started to really watch it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So.
And the one thing that I've noticed is the some of the things that Facebook is causing because of the way that they're delivering their content is kind of crazy. Like for example, when you're scrolling through mobile Facebook and you're scrolling through, and by default it will play videos by default, right. Okay. But it won't play audio by default unless you click on said video. So now content providers are embedding subtitles in everything, like hard embedding them in, which means that it's just
wow, that's crazy.
So now in order to market a video, even if the numbers were right, in order to market a video on Facebook, you've got to go in and hard encode
your subtitles.
That's
crazy.
So when you're scrolling, so that you don't have to click on it, because the majority of people aren't going to click on it, and the majority of the people are looking at it from a mobile phone now.
Yeah.
So it's just.
Wow, that is crazy. I never thought about it like that, and I have seen those before, where you scroll through the video and it starts showing you the caption of the words and stuff like that. Wow. That the platform is forcing the production people to change the way they produce their videos.
Right, and I think that I don't think that keep in mind that there's been some things that YouTube has definitely changed. The whole, these small edible chunks of video, the 8-minute video thing that, YouTube kind of created that, YouTube's kind of a smaller bite thing, which I think that that's honestly, I personally think that that's going to change very soon. It's going to keep getting longer and longer as people's bandwidth gets better and better. But
and the jump cuts and edits, YouTube videos popularized that.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that real skippy kind of manic type of presentation. That's exactly that. So there's been distribution platforms that have caused changes in the way media is created.
Right.
But when you've got something like that where in order to get something viewed on Facebook,
right,
you've got to hard code, basically subs in it, and then the metrics aren't even right for what's being viewed. And then on top of all of that, it's very difficult to monetize videos on Facebook just in general.
Yeah.
Just as a general rule. Because that whole bit of 10 seconds of ad followed by video is the YouTube model. Facebook does not have that model yet. They do not have they don't really have an ad that's in my opinion that's compelling through Facebook yet.
Yeah. For content creators, no, they don't have anything to monetize their videos in a substantial way to create videos.
I think that they're maybe laying the groundwork, But are a bunch of content providers like us going to focus on Facebook anytime soon? No. Yeah, I mean, I may cross-link something, but eventually you're going to go right back to YouTube.
Right. Our goal is to get you over to YouTube. Even if we make content for Facebook, it's going to be content to push you over to YouTube.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
it's
interesting story. A little inside baseball, but interesting story anyway.
Very interesting story. So keep that in mind. So that's all the stories I was looking at. Nothing else interesting. I have some things that's going on in my life I like to share with the audience, stuff like that. But I wanted to ask you first, any cool tech things you've been working on or doing, or games or anything in your life you want to share with the audience? We haven't done a segment like this before, and it was an idea I came up with. What's going on with you, man? What is there anything technical you want to share with us that's been cool or fun or awesome, or
the one thing that I did recently is had a chance to. Which version is this? This is. I'm a little bit of a Linux guy. Well, I've been a Linux guy for a few years now, roughly. So a few years. But I missed a release cycle of one of my favorite distributions, which is Linux Mint.
Mint, oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So and they jumped right back up to Debian had kind of overtaken them for a little while as being the most popular distribution, or Ubuntu actually had overtaken them as being the most popular distribution, and then this most recent release over the last couple months put Linux Mint right back up on the top.
Really? So while you're doing, look up that real quick. Let me give a lot of people in the audience right now, like, what is he talking about?
Right.
We're talking about operating systems. We were just talking about Mac OS as the operating system for the Macintosh, Windows for the operating system for Windows computer, where those are privately held operating systems. There is an open source, freely to use, free to download, freely updated, managed by the community, people who use it are passionate about it, called Linux. And then Linux has different distributions. What that means is there's a one core version of Linux, and then people branch off of that core to create a different experience. It's still this Linux, still the underlying Linux, but it's deeper than a skin. It's not just a skin on top of Linux. it's a whole different distribution of that same operating system. So he's going over different versions of Linux that he's used before. Ubuntu, in my opinion, was my first entryway into Linux and most commonly used. I have a version of Ubuntu running on my mother's computer that she uses right now to this day. So yeah, Linux is a very robust. It's not a side thing. It's very robust and good for people. So I'm sorry, Jeff, to cut you off, but go ahead. Am I right in saying my analogy? Is that right? Or?
Yep. Yeah, you hit it right on the head. And this is the kind of latest and the latest launch of it. And I just kind of started playing around with it, and I think that probably the Linux thing is a Pandora's box that we would probably could or should dedicate an episode to. But it's very so far I really like it, and I got it running on one of my machines here, so it has become my kind of my primary Linux computer. So that's kind of the new thing I'm hanging around with or playing around with is Linux Mint.
Linux Mint. Okay, so what? Why Mint? Why do you even like Mint? Give me some high level 2 or 3 features about Mint that's cool.
So what we have is this is a website called DistroWatch, and they kind of rank the top Linux distributions. What Mint basically is, you've got your top 3 distributions. Now, to make this as simple as possible, Debian. Okay, Mint is based on number 3, which is in turn based on number 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Mint is a derivative of Ubuntu, which is a derivative of Debian. Okay. So Debian, you kind of have a rock solid core, which is a stable, tried and true. Some people say it's kind of aged and older. And then you have Ubuntu that's kind of got some newer packages, some newer technology mixed in, has a little bit more video gaming presence, things like that. And then you've got the distributions that branch off of that, which Mint is one of them. Mint has a desktop theme, basically, a window manager called Cinnamon, which is a very Windows 7 type of presentation.
And that's what we're looking at right now, your whole PC we're seeing here.
Right, exactly. So yeah, this is basically the Linux Mint desktop. So you have it's very familiar. You've got a start menu. You've got application software, everything, pretty much everything in the Linux world is free software. So you have a mail client built in, a web browser, your calculator, all the simple stuff. But the things like Google Chrome and Firefox and stuff like that are available for Linux too. So what this is this is one of the more stable distributions of Linux with a theme, a skin, a presentation, a visual presentation that I really like because it is very, very, very light, not very resource intensive, very quick, very zippy. And it's
so if I had an older computer that was running really slow and I had Windows XP on it or Windows 7, it was going slow, you recommend putting this Mint on there, huh?
Well, it depends on how old you're looking at. And the reason why I say that is it's getting to the point where you don't really want to run anything that's 32-bit anymore. So if it's more than a 7-year-old computer, it may breathe some new life into an older computer, but you're going to find that on if it's a 32-bit computer, which is getting older, less pieces of software are compatible for. So, for example, Google Chrome is not 32-bit anymore. They're not releasing a 32-bit variant of Google Chrome. So eventually, some of those, 1 gig of RAM and a fairly modern processor, a dual core Intel processor, fine, absolutely fine. 64-bit, absolutely, it'll tear through it. And it'll run, definitely quicker than Windows 7 or Windows 10 would in that, for doing the same labor intensive things. So, yeah, so performance-wise, it is a lot lighter, just as a general
So
rule.
pretty much to help people out, if you have a computer maybe 10 years old, then this may work. But 11 years on back, you're looking at maybe not even dealing with it anymore. Just buy another computer
Right.
at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of those older computers that are sitting around, the power consumption is so high that it's really
Paying
not
more
worth
for
it.
electricity to run it.
We're paying more for electricity to run it than you will annually to just buy a Chromebook.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, sometimes it's dangerous to breathe new life into old computers. So
That sucks. And a lot of people don't want to hear that, man. I got an uncle who he makes a lot of money, but he refuses to buy a new computer. But he has older ones and wants to upgrade them and fix them. It's like, bro, just buy a new computer,
yeah, when the unit of computing with the $400, when the $400 smartphone is 6 times faster than your aging computer,
Right.
it's time to buy a new computer,
Right.
So yeah, so it's just, unfortunately, that's kind of the way. Yeah, you can use it to breathe new life into old hardware, and I do that myself, but there's a cutoff to that too. So,
Right.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm playing around with recently, the new version of Linux. And like I said, I could probably dedicate a whole propeller head episode to that, down the road. But
We're gonna do it. We're gonna definitely do it.
might as well. So what are you got going on?
Man, I've been playing this game. You guys, I've been in love with this game. It's called Animation Throwdown. And if you got a second, Jeff, I'm going to put a link in the show notes. Can you show people a screenshot of the game? I'm looking for a very good screenshot, but I don't see anything good. Let me look at
I think I've got a video, actually.
Okay, go ahead and bring that up, man, because people are going to love this.
I think I've got it's like a 7. Is this a stick figure game?
No. Animation Throwdown.
No. Throwdown. Okay.
Yeah. So while you're doing, look that up for me. I'll talk to the audience. So you guys listen. What Animation Throwdown is? It's a game on iOS and Android, and it's a turn-based game. What it is based off of Fox characters, cartoon universes, their properties. What I mean is that you have Futurama, you have Family Guy, Bob's Burgers, King of the Hill, all of these different universes, and they're throwing down against each other. They're fighting. But what they're cards. And like I said, it's like Magic the Gathering or something like that. It's very easy to get into. Don't be intimidated by the fact that it's a card game. It's a lot of fun. You get a starter pack of cards. You can buy more packs of cards. It's like a trading card game. And oh man, the animation in the game is so awesome. The characters, you remember episodes. If you ever watch any of the episodes, you remember scenes and episodes from the show. It's nostalgic factor you get from those sort of things. Cards combine to make other cards, and so when you have, say you have a Bender as one of your cards, if you know him, he's from Futurama, and then you have another card which is a keg of beer. They combine together. They combine into an episode of the show that you may remember. I remember episode 7 of season 5 where he was drunk. They combine to make that drunk character, and then he's more powerful and he can battle in the game and things like that. I don't want to go in too much depth with it. It is so much fun. You guys have got to check it out. I stayed up all night playing it yesterday till midnight. It's a lot of fun, man. I'm having a great time. Yeah.
Yeah, this looks cool.
You get a chance to pull it up there? Let me see. I'm not looking at your video. I was looking at so this was the first review I had saw. This young lady, excuse me, I don't know her name, from TechCrunch. She said she had the title of her article is did I just go in a time machine or did I spend all day playing Animation Throwdown? Because you start playing at 1:00 in the afternoon, and next thing you know, it's 1 a.m. and you don't know what happened to life. What happened? And so we're looking at a video here. If you guys are watching the video, this is her deck. She's editing her deck right now. She has a bunch of Zoidbergs. So she picked the universe when she started. She must have picked the universe of Futurama, which is the same universe I picked, actually, to be in. So she's battling Stewie now. Yeah, right now she's doing research. What this is 2 cards can combine and create a stronger, more powerful card. Well, some cards don't. They have the ability to know about each other, but they don't know how to combine. And so you put them in this chamber and they do research, and that takes time, maybe 15 minutes or 2 hours. But once that time is up, now those 2 cards can fuse when you get into a battle. Now they know about each other. So this game is really fun, man, and pass the time. I mean, it has the in-app purchases and all. It's a free-to-play game, and you don't have to buy anything. You just have a good time, but you have more fun if you buy things in the game. So,
Yeah, that looks really cool.
She's enjoying herself on there. I'm a huge fan of Futurama, the animated series. I'm a huge fan of all these Fox properties, even King of the Hill, Family Guy. Bob's Burgers is awesome. If you haven't watched Bob's Burgers, what's wrong with your life? You need to watch Bob's Burgers. It is awesome.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a fan of all those too, for sure. The newest version of Family Guy was just released on Netflix, or the newest season of Family Guy, season, what are they on, 18 now, 16 now?
I don't know.
Something, 14, 15, something.
75 million.
Yeah.
That's probably just like that.
Right. Yeah, exactly. 500 million. Half a billion. Half a billion. Season half a billion. So.
Half a billion.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you guys check out that game if you get a chance. I'm part of a Facebook group. It's just called Animation Throwdown. If you search Facebook and search Animation Throwdown for groups, it's the highest one there. Join the group, post pictures. We have a good time on that group. So, yeah.
Cool. Any other contact info for you?
So if you guys are interested, I am Jeff Me Jones all over the internet, all over the interwebs, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. Just search Jeff Me Jones, you'll find me. I also want to plug my open source project. I'm doing a chatting app. It's going to be a group chatting app that I'm working on. It's called Firebee Chat. The app's not available yet. It will be soon, but I'm looking for contributors. If you're a developer, if you're a graphic artist, if you're just a guy who has ideas, or you're a project manager, because we need people to manage our project, a bunch of other people, please join the GitHub repository, and I'll add you as a member, and we can go along with that. So
beautiful. I myself am Jeff Moses Jr. That's JEFFMOSES JR at just about everything, other than Yahoo. There is no Jeff Moses Jr. at yahoo.com.
No, get out of here.
But there is one at gmail.com. You know. And
I was going to say, I sent you a Yahoo message about an hour ago. You didn't respond back. Oh, wait,
no, I
you didn't respond back, and you were speaking Indian. I didn't understand what was.
The state-sponsored guy. Yeah, the state-sponsored guy got it. Yeah, but Facebook.com/Jeff Moses Jr. Is another place that you can get me, send me a friend request, and we'll go
you didn't have that African prince who needed some money? I thought you told me that.
right.
Last thing you
stuck in Bangladesh, and you're not the first, but you're like the 4th or 5th person today that's told me that. Yeah.
Oh, no. Check, man. Jesus.
right. I gotta get my money back. Yeah. So yeah. Good week, bud. We will see you guys next week. We will be here. The only difference will be we'll still be talking tech, but the sun will probably still be up back here.
Exactly. Yeah. It'll be sun to come out.
Right. Exactly. The sun will come. Bet your bottom dollar. So
Sunday, the sun will be out.
Right. Exactly. And we will see you guys next week. This is Jeff and Jeff Talk Tech signing off for the week. We'll talk to you later. Bye.